Okay, well, not the best weather, but as promised, we got another episode dropping, so I got to get some good content today. Today we'll sort of go over bike setup. I don't like doing it, but I get a lot of questions and I make the answers. I put up the answers out there, then either nobody wants to read what I'm putting or what. So I'm just going to put this clip together and try to sum up what this bike's all about and get some riding in today. Let's see if I'm the sole rider today or we got any dedicated soldiers out here. I don't know, not looking good. Not, whoa. I mean, look at that. Look at the dedication levels you see out here. All these riders. Woo! Something a little bit different today. Get a lot of questions on bike setup. I don't love doing these videos, but if it can help a few people out trying to set up a stunt bike for the first time, or it's your fifth time setting up and you want to see what I've done to this R6, this might be the video for you. So this is a 2005 R6 stock motor, nothing crazy on this thing. I've just gone through, set it up the way I want, and we'll go over it today. So again, here we got, first and foremost, I like to start off with the tires. This is the 5QS from Dunlop. Super grippy. Love it for sticking during drifts, stoppies, of course. Just all around really good tire. Doesn't squeak when I try to do a stoppie or give it a lot of brake. Very, very confident in this tire, and just seems to be overall great quality. It doesn't break down a lot. For the rear, the GPR 300, also by Dunlop, but really like this tire. It's grippy but not overly, and it likes to break loose when I give it enough horsepower. I like to snap the throttle. It likes to drift, do burnouts, but also perform well when it gets a little bit slippery out there. It'll grip up when it warms up. So first and foremost, the tire setup is what I like to start with. About this rear master. Now, I wasn't the first one to come up with this, so but I put some fans on because out here in Dallas, Texas, it gets hot. So I run some computer fans to a switch right there, and I toggle that on when it starts getting warm. It comes in especially handy when you're doing these 20-minute stunt shows and you're doing them 3 times a day, especially during these rallies. You're trying to just save the bike and to perform the right way during the entire 20-minute show. So but also those street guys, if you're setting something up and you need some more grip or better grip more consistently, and you don't want the pads to break down, just run centered pads and run some fans, and it really helps out a lot. So this one is Nissan 108 millimeters with a P34, and Dixer Parts makes these things overseas. They are not aluminum, they're steel, but they're a great price, and comes with the rear rotor 300 millimeter or 310, I believe, and just like to pick those up, and easy to slap on. More things I guess we could go over. Yeah, steel lines. I mean, they're still braided lines. You can go with Cormoto or whatever. That's what I do. I have no problems with them ever. Hint, hint. That means other brands maybe I do. Cormoto out of Florida. Order them up full price. Stick them on, no problem. Yeah, get questions. How do I get the P34 on? I use a one finger bracket, the P34, P32 bracket. Basically, it bolts your P32, P34 to a 108 handbrake bracket, which is most of them that are out there. So it's just a quick, easy $25 part. I can put it on there and move on with life. So yes, these are different forks from the 05, 06. These are inverted forks off of a 2015, I believe, and just been updated. They slide right into the yoke of this bad boy. So I got a set and got them on there, slid right in, and with the Racetech springs, have been really nice. up on the forks. A lot of people don't go over this, which is really weird because I feel like it's one of the best things that's helped me out. A couple of my friends have actually listened to what I've been saying lately, but you know, you could take these forks apart on any bike, F4i, 636, R6, FZ, a Duke, and you can take the springs out. I'm 200 pounds. I like to get the 1.0 springs from Race Tech. I slide those babies in there, and then I put some like 10 weight, just straight weight oil. It just changes the whole dynamic of the bike, the way it feels. You won't be blowing out fork seals anymore, and you know, you can change the spring rate according to your size. So I feel like that's very helpful. They're about 105 bucks online. I can put a link below and help you guys out, but it's just been a really good upgrade on every bike I've done. It's one of the very first things I do, and then from that I start going into the controls. I do run these Pro Taper KX highs. They're really long bars. Gives me a lot of room to put the controls, and I run these 1 1/8 oversized 1-finger double D clamps. Really like those. Makes it really easy to put them on, adjust them. I have no movement, and they're very strong 6061 aluminum. I do run a 1-finger quick adjuster clutch. I do like these, especially for these longer stunt shows I was talking about, or you know, street riding where you're using the clutch. I can adjust it quickly on the fly and adjust the tension as needed. You know, I don't want to stop the bike and take 2 hands and that. So that makes it really easy. Really smooth lever design, quick latch, love it, and just move on with life. Well, if you've been in the stunt game, you may know the look of this cage, Cox stunt cage. I've known those guys for quite a while. Really like their design, very minimal. Try not to get the feet caught up underneath there. I get asked that question a lot, why I run such a small cage, because I don't want my feet chopped off. I'm sure you guys have heard the stories, but overall, the quality design of this thing is awesome. I actually just get it non-powdered, and then I just put a nice clear coat on it. I just like the look, but those guys are really cool, make a good product, good price, and goes on with no issues, you know, keeps the bike safe, saves some money. Different people point out to me is what clutch and what handbrake am I using. It's called Gale Speed. These guys are out of Japan. They are Japanese. They are expensive, but I like to feel the brakes ever so slightly. I like the slightest adjustments, and so that's what I run. This is the first time I've ran them. I've had them on the bike for about 6 months now, and yes, they're very expensive, around 600 bucks for just the clutch side, but I really feel the difference, and it feels like more of a hardened style clutch like the Brembo, but it never gets soft. So I can do a 20-minute stunt show. I could be riding out at the lot for a long period of time, and I'm just not getting that brake fade that you normally feel on the Brembo. And plus I make the adjuster over here on the right hand side, so while I'm riding, if there is any change in the way the brake feels, I can just quickly adjust the brake lever in and out, as you can see right here, and get that thing fine-tuned without stopping the bike. Foot control is big. Foot control is everything for me to jump around the bike, get good grip. So what I did was, Dan Moto was this guy that made these aluminum rear sets, but what I did is I put some Vortex on there. I like the Vortex because they're a little longer than most, but they have a lot of grip. I mean, really good grip. I'm not going to be like falling down and slipping off the peg and getting my feet caught in the chain or anything. So I run those bad boys. You can get the Vortex, the whole setup, for about 400 bucks. And you know, they're aluminum, so yeah, under heavy crashing you can snap them off, but if you get a good enough cage like we do from Cox, then you won't have that issue. I did go oversized on the rear. It is bigger than normal, that's what she said, but it's 69 right now, because I've been doing a lot of lot riding and a lot of shows last year. So that seems to be where this bike likes to be for my weight and my height, and that's going to be different for everybody. And some guys use their bikes as commuters, but you know, I'm primarily doing shows and doing lots, so I don't have any problem with trying to go 65, 75 miles an hour, you know, all the time consistently. So that's what I got on this bad boy, and a 130 link chain to start off with. Subframe, now these things snap off easily, so I went ahead and got an ATC steel subframe, and then I tied in with actually magnesium puck to see if I can get some extra sparks. And the answer to that is no. It's not sparking extra cool, so this just looks fancy for now. But the ATC subframe has saved this bike from exploding more than one time, so I like to upgrade the subframes in pretty much all the bikes if I can, and it will save me a lot of headaches later on. Bike is really nice. It pops, it pings, it dings, it goes good, but it makes horsepower, and that's what I want. I want torque, mostly more than anything, and horsepower. And I've gone with Competition Works over the years because, well, first, they're American made out of Oregon, but man, they make a beautiful stainless pipe, and I mean, those welds are just money. But overall, if you can see inside, it's stainless packing. I mean, this thing sounds good, but it lasts a long time, plus American made, so you can't go wrong. You know, one of the best sounding exhausts, in my opinion, in the industry. So it just by chance happens that they are in the States. So I like to support those guys, and they've supported me, and overall look amazing. I got a fat idle adjuster I like to stick over here doing shows. I can quickly reach down and change the idle. I'm not really searching over here or searching my left side. I can just make the adjustments. It clicks to the right RPM, and I can move on with life. Another thing that I forgot to tell you guys, I did the coolant lines. Not that it's a big upgrade or something that's majorly, you know, noticeable. I just trying to keep this bike as cool as possible. So AS3 makes these things. They're overseas. They're a lot cheaper than some other lines that are out there, and overall it's been like a year. They've been holding up, but they look nice, easy to work with. Getting rid of the cracked ones is a really nice feeling, and it looks good. So I'm trying to keep those temps down, let the bike run even better than it normally does. Bella has come out with these really cool seats. These guys are pretty neat. I paid full price. They don't sponsor me. I went and went online. I was really impressed with their layout, and the turnover really is like 2 weeks, I think, when I sent in my seats from when they got back to me. But you know, you can design the stitching, what color you want, how much padding you want in the rear seat, how much padding you want in the front seat, and just a really good grip. And glad they stepped up and entered the industry, because it's been a nice thing to have. Buying, but I do get a lot of questions. What do I do for like the oil? I do like to fill up the oil to the top of the sight glass, or in this case to the top of the dipstick. I don't want to put too much oil because it'll create too much pressure in the crank and then cause you some issues on that end. So I do like Motul 300V. There's a lot of guys out there that like all sorts of different stuff, but I've just been running that for years. We call it honey juice, and I feel it's that kind of extra thing that you can use in your bike that makes the motor last a little bit longer. It runs nicer, smoother, and why not spend just a little bit extra money and give the engine some love? But overall, I've loved this bike. It's done me good so far. Really strong. Have had no motor issues, no clutch issues, no shifting issues. So I'm going to keep beating on her until we have something go wrong. But for now, you know, the 05 R6 has been a lot of fun, and you know, it's a little bit different not being sponsored and given these things. So I hope this video is helpful for the items that I would choose even when I'm not sponsored, and purchase the things that are not overly expensive, but maybe spend the money where you need it. Maybe a better handbrake, or maybe a better cage. You know, maybe you can't get the best part like that's out there for every part on the bike, but there's some things that are key, maybe the tires, something like that. So if you guys have any questions on this thing, please let me know. For now, I'm going to get back to just getting out today, doing some riding, and if I forgot anything, I'll try to put it in the comments below, and appreciate you guys watching.